Hello everyone and welcome to my new series, The Card Combo Show. It's basically a show where I look at somewhere between 6 and 10 cards that either have funny combos or interesting effects that I would quite like to look into. They aren't necessarily any themes to it, or they're not necessarily meta relevant. As anyone that's played me before, I don't necessarily go for meta relevance, but I just like to have fun with the cards and see what silly ideas I can come up with. Yeah, I think there might any kind of combos that I thought might be fun to put into a deck or base a deck upon. This show is a new idea, so let me know what you think, and any suggestions are willingly accepted in the comment section below. Be brutal, I don't mind, it's fine. And yeah, with Opus 11 on the horizon, it seems prudent to start with a few cards from each element to get this series going. So, with the first card, I'm going to talk about March. I really like March. I think March is a great card. Well, it's not a great card, it's a good card. The fact that it brings something onto the field, that's immediate value generally, so that's already decent in and of itself. The fact it can become a 3 CP forward as well, that means if you get the reduced cost, it's on curve, and the fact that it's bringing something onto the field of effectively the same cost, that's even better. Now, a card I think it combos well with, and it's probably intended, seeing as it came out in the same set, is the new Ritz. Now, Ritz is good because if you get March to bring her onto the field, she immediately has haste, which already poses your opponent with a problem. They have to focus on, do I get rid of Ritz or do I get rid of March? If they can, get rid of both. More often than not, that answer will probably be Diablo, but hey-ho. Yeah, so March has the ability to just go swinging as soon as Ritz has the ability to bring her in and she goes swinging straight off. And they've actually reactivates 3 backups as well. That's really good, because that means March has more than paid for himself, and I think that's just fantastic. Some other cards that he could combo well with, and again, I reiterate that these aren't necessarily meta-relevant, is No-No, so the wind backup that can reactivate. That's decent, along with Ritz. That means you can be reactivating up to 4 backups every time she attacks, which is nuts. You've obviously got just a few decent little FFTA backups as well, like the Black Mage. There's Mute, who searches Remedy and Sid. Yeah. She's reasonable enough if you want to make a tax deck. Why you'd be in fire ice attacks, I don't know, but again, the option's there. Or you could have the Black Mage and No-No already on the field to, bring his cost down, and then bring in Ritz to then go swinging and just get stupid value. Next in Ice, I want to talk about the Remnant engine. If anyone that played me at pre-release will tell you, is that I loved the Remnant engine. I got really lucky. I had 3 Kadaj, 2 Yazoo, and 2 Loz, and it's so powerful. Even just like 3 of each of those guys in a deck is so strong, because Kadaj is, like, in my opinion, a better Legend Celes from Opus 1. I think it's Opus 1. In the fact that he can freeze something straight on entry. So if he's a turn 1 forward, if your opponent went first and they've got backup down, you can freeze it and they're already at a loss. But the fact that he finds something for you to then keep freezing stuff is just nuts. Like, the amount of times that I have just played Kadaj, cool, freeze your backup. Following turn, okay, here's Loz, or here's Yazoo, cool, freeze your backup. If you play Yazoo, also dull and freeze something. And then Loz just buffs them all as well. And the fact that both Yazoo and Loz have leave the field effects as well, it's just crazy, man. Like, Loz making you discard a Yazoo, being able to just dull and freeze something, that's so much value. That's so good. I love the Remnant engine. Something that I would probably do as well is if I was in an Ice Wind deck, then probably throw in a Bartz with one that can gain jobs just to screw with people, because I love doing stuff like that. And another card that it works really well with in this set actually is the new Light Aerith, to get back any 2 Final Fantasy VII cards. So, oh no, Yazoo and Loz are dead and Kadaj is still on the field. Let's just get them back. Oh no, Kadaj is dead. Let's just get him back and keep this trainer rolling. There ain't no stopping this trainer on. But yeah, seriously, obviously it combos nicely with Genesis as well. But yeah, it's so strong. I love that set. Moving on to Wind. I'm going to talk about Chelinka. I think she's a great card. It's silly. Anything that has this one-off kind of ability, I think is just fun. A lot of people probably went to, this will work really well with Archangel or something. Because if your opponent doesn't have an answer to Archangel, and you get him to attack twice, that's 4 points of damage. That's not good, man. That's horrible. But one of the jankier combos I've thought up, and stay with me here, is so you got Legend Rosa, Mime, Steiner, and Celestia. So you play Chelinka, you attack with Rosa, hopefully gets, an attack through, cool. Then you attack again. But this time, you party with the Mime, gain yourself a card, and in the process, dull Rosa. Give Steiner an extra K. Nice. She stands herself back up. And also, if you are doing this with Celestia, then your forwards gain plus 1,000 anyway. That's, again, pretty decent. And you just rinse and repeat, and just keep on giving Steiner a nice old buff. It's a bit of a weird play, because obviously she gets Brave from Chelinka as well. Like I said, not meta-relevant, just silly ideas that I came up with in my head. Moving swiftly on and swiftly past Earth. Tyro is a disgustingly good card. The fact that he can search you any forward is just good. In Earth, that's even worse. The fact he's multi-element and can buff a forward for 2k is just bleh. So here's the disgusting play. You play Tyro, you get Veritas, you play Veritas with Star Symbol. Job's done. That's just rancid. Yeah, obviously, Tyro can search any forward, so the amount of plays out there are just ridiculous. But, yeah. Earth didn't make that. Anyway, in Lightning, I'm going with Anima. I like Anima because any card that has a zero-costed ability is just decent. I like that. Like Eunice, just get your card. Is it summon? No. This just deal 2k to something. That's good. I like that. So it works nicely alongside the good old-fashioned Alcid into Redea combo, because if you haven't quite managed to finish something off, just go for it. But I really like it just with Redea. If you can play Redea and then use the 2k on Anima to finish something off, you can double up two things. That's just good. I like it. Now if, and this is a big if, you can say Alcid, or you can Alcid Redea, and then Ilua. That's hasting like 3 things, minusing so much power, and probably dulling out 2 things as well. That's just crazy. So yeah, the plays with Anima are decent. Like his just standard ability, I really like. It's like a better, what was the name? Aemon. Aemon? Yeah, Aemon. Anyway, moving on. I've got a couple in water, because water's got some silly cards to set. Is Aemo, or Aemo, or however you say it. Aemo's interesting, because obviously it's any auto-action ability that has a valid target that only had one target. That's just a bit of a mouthful, but I quite like it. I think there's some funny things you can do with that. And most people are probably thinking, oh, this will be really good just to cancel some effects to stop forwards from dying from, I don't know. Off the top of my head, something like Seek. That will just come in and break something. It's like, no, I'm going to break something else instead. What I want to do with it is be able to cancel someone's Devout. So it's like, oh yeah, I'm just going to bring this forward of 4 or less. No, you're not. You're going to bring in another forward that you didn't pick, but it's still a valid target. So they want to bring in their Genesis. Tough luck, you're bringing in your Sid, and he ain't doing nothing. So yeah, I think that's funny, be able to change certain people's retrieval options with Aemo and Devout. Or there's Dandrine, the new monster that came in this set. They can dull and freeze 2 things, or they can dull something. Just dull something else. Tyro, if he goes to buff something, you can make it your forward, because he just says, just a forward, buff it. So pick your forward. And then the final card that works well with Aemo I like is Dash. They go to put him in the break zone and break something. Just break one of their boards. Because why not? Moving on to the second water card is Owser. When Control Change first came in, I was obsessed with it, and I genuinely quite like it as a concept, and I've tried making a few decks. Some work, most don't. But Owser, he's just a standard good card. The fact that you gain control of the forward and it doesn't like leave your control, that's awesome. I actually in pre-release used him to steal a Bobby Corwin. That was quite funny because obviously Bobby Corwin can party with anything as well, so that was a decent combo. Black Waltz 3, the new one, that's a good card to steal because it leaves the field, it's going to do something bad, and it's not going to be nice for your opponent. Morrow, that's a good card. Obviously it's dependent on your damage you've taken, but still, it's something else for your opponent to worry about. That can become potentially quite dangerous. Another funny one is Paul. If they've been hitting you and making you mill 5, well, it's time to give it right back. So yeah, stealing Paul would be quite funny. And then Porum, obviously I imagine a lot of people thought about that one. It's just, yeah, get Porum, put her in the break zone, you get a card. So, nice. And that's it. They're my cards that I've liked. I'm not sure on the frequency of which I'll do these videos, but I'm going to try and keep them at least once a week. And any funny combos with the cards I mentioned today, let me know of any other ones I hadn't thought of. And again, in the comments section below, let me know what you thought of the video, and I'll see you all in the next video.